La Liga has separated its digital services into a new company and is in talks with private equity groups CVC Capital Partners and Bruin Sports Capital over selling 60% of the organization. La Liga President Javier Tebas confirmed discussions had taken place with, quote, several well-known investment funds, including CVC and Bruin, over putting the majority stake on the market. In NFL news, the Philadelphia Eagles have named Esports Entertainment Group, EEG, as their official esports tournament provider, a first for a National Football League franchise. The multi-year partnership will see EEG operate biannual competitions played on EA Sports Madden NFL title, with the gaming-focused betting company utilizing its esports gaming league platform for the team. Joining us to discuss further is our Rise Sports correspondent, Aron Akerejola. Aron, you're very welcome. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you very much.
So, starting with La Liga first, what is the rationale behind this move that they're making for their tech business?
We know that COVID-19 has actually hit the world of sports hard, and the fact that they cannot make as much money as they used to from probably stadium tours, from other revenue streams, means that they have to look for new ways to actually diversify and get income coming into the La Liga. Because they've actually put a salary cap to ensure, and they've put a lot of safeguards to ensure that the La Liga doesn't fall into irrecoverable debts.
Right,
They're already in
right.
debt,
Yeah.
we know that, but irrecoverable debt. So that they've tried to do that. And it's only smart of them to have done what they have done now, to actually now separate the La Liga itself from its digital services, because they already had and they were playing with cutting-edge technology in terms of sports, and not just sports, football now. Because when you look at the top 5 leagues in Europe, what the La Liga brings to the table in terms of digital services and in terms of AI is next to none.
Wow.
They are the ones that are leaders in that particular field. When you talk about analyzing the match as it happens live on the pitch, you'll see graphs actually going up. You'll see them actually, they have this 3D camera that probably would take a particular shot and actually take it from different angles. So they've actually been playing with this over the years, and they've seen the value that there is a major value in this. We can sell this and have people invest in it and make some money.
Fantastic. Speaking of value, what kind of valuation have they given their tech business?
We know well over 400 million euros. We know that they've invested about 200 million euros into it, and they've just looked at it and said, we've doubled our valuation. Let's double our valuation to be able to get the actual cost of this particular services we have out there. And if you would ask me, that is actually a fair valuation, because over the years, certainly some of these technologies we're talking about might be proprietary.
Yes.
And so the fact that some of them might be proprietary and they're actually new to the footballing space means that when you have a first mover's advantage, means that that particular technology or that particular service would be worth a lot. And it's just simply smart. Right now, everyone is looking for the low-hanging fruit to be able to bring in cash, to be able to kind of settle the league, pending when fans can return to stadiums and other revenue streams can begin to flow in. So this is just simply smart of them to decide to diversify. This is just a diversification portfolio for them.
Fantastic. And so how would you place the importance of the digital services for football teams in this day and age? Where would you rank it? Pretty important?
No, extremely important. What COVID has done is it has served as an eye-opener, because usually they always depended on the regular streams of income. They've always depended on the other, the main streams of income. Nobody was thinking outside the box.
Right.
Nobody was being futuristic about how do you view sports and how do people interact with sports. Now, the La Liga had started something, and they've been successful with it. And with this kind of investment that the CVC or Bruin will be bringing to the table, certainly it will be an eye-opener to other leagues that if we decide to also invest this amount of money into our digital services, we can be able to sell it. The Premier League doesn't have that kind of buoyant portfolio in their digital services as much as the La Liga. The La Liga has invested over time, because the question was this: how do you compete with the Premier League? The Premier League is the most watched league in the world. They have a global audience, and they are leading they are leading in the pack. And you look at La Liga that are actually still running second. We know that although they are still about over 4 billion in terms of valuation, their brand value, they are thinking of how to actually expand this brand value. And they decided, let's go somewhere that nobody is actually looking at. Let's bring technology properly into football analysis as it happens. And when you do some of these things, you see holographic projections on the pitch as it's happening. So the experience for the people at home is quite different from those at the stadium. That has actually opened the eyes of others. But the question now is this: do they see it as a priority? COVID has decided that if you have not been seeing that as a priority, you will start looking into it from now on. So fantastic one from them.
Christoph, real quick, still on the tech matters, the Philadelphia Eagles, this deal they've signed with this EEG Sports, esports. Well, it looks like, I guess esports is growing, and it's more them being the first NFL team to sign this type of deal. What does this say about, I guess, the impact of esports and what it means for sports leagues?
Now, the point is this. First of all, a comedian in 2015 made a very disparaging joke about esports that he doesn't even understand. And we've got a good laugh about it. Do you understand the concept of esports? Fast forward 3 years from then, people began to understand the impact of esports and how much esports actually makes. As a matter of fact, some of the big players in the esports space are multi-millionaires. They make, as it do, because some people are just employed majorly, and their sole job is to actually participate in esports and esports tournaments that comes here and there, and they make up millions every per annum. And right now, esports is big. And
I hear it might become part of the Olympics. I heard something to that end. So it's really growing. It
is growing hugely, and the NFL is the biggest sporting brand globally. Because the La Liga, we were talking about the La Liga. The La Liga is the 6th biggest sporting brand globally. So when you put that side by side, it's only natural that, like we've been talking about, diversifying the portfolio and all trying to bring in more revenue streams for the NFL. Since they have that particular garb or name as the most valuable brand in the sporting space, they don't even need to go out there to look for some of those things. Offers like this will just come to them. Like you just mentioned, what is happening with them in the Gaming Institute and Maiden, that they've been making millions, if not even billions of that, and it's just another way to probably diversify. And I'm telling you, it's taking off, and COVID also just blew it.
Because they're at home, they're playing at home.
People are more at home.
Exactly.
So esports is now gaining the traction more than ever before.
Fantastic stuff. Sports analyst for Arise TV, Aron Akerejola. Thank you so much for taking us through those stories. Appreciate your insights.